Today is a very auspicious day, appearance day of Patit Pavan Vrindavan Das Thakur. Gurudev wrote in the book, Veda Vyasoya eva siddhaso Vrindavanodhuna sakaya kushumapira karyatas tam samavishat. From Gaurgana Desh Dipika, Veda Vyas became Vrindavan Das Thakur. Krishna's friend Kushumapira also entered into him for the sake of Lord's pastimes. Veda Vyas described Krishna's pastimes in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Non-different from Vyasa, Vrindavan Das described Mahaprabhu's pastimes in his Chaitanya Bhagavat. His book was first called Chaitanya Mangal, but when Lochan Das later gave the same name to his biography of the Lord, it was dubbed Chaitanya Bhagavat. This one was changed because he's Vyas. So one is Srimad Bhagavatam, one is Chaitanya Bhagavat. Vrindavan Das was born on the Krishna Dvadashi of the month of Vaishak in 1429 of the Shaka era or 1507 AD. Some say he was born in Mamgachi in the Navadip area. Others say his birthplace was in Kumarhata. His father was Vaikuntanath Bipra, who originally came from Silhet. His mother was Narayani Devi. Narayani was the daughter of Srivas Pandit's elder brother, Sri Nalin Pandit. Kavi Karnapur has also mentioned her name in his Gaurganodesh Dipika. Ambikayah Swasayasi Namni Srila Kilimbika Krishna Chishtam Prabhunjana Seyam Narayani Mata. Kilimbika, who used to eat Krishna's remnants, was the younger sister of Krishna's nurse, Ambika, who in Gaur Lila is Srivas' wife Malini. So this Kilimbika, who used to eat Krishna's remnants in Krishna Lila, in Mahaprabhu's Lila, she became Narayani. Narayani also achieved fame because Gaura Sundar bestowed his mercy on her when he gave her his remnants. Narayani was only a small child of 4 when the Lord displayed his divine form in the Mahaprakash Lila in Srivas Angan, but the Lord still made her intoxicated with the ecstasy of Prema. Whether born in Mamgachi or in Kumarhata, Vrindavan Das spent part of his childhood with his mother in Mamgachi at the home of his maternal grandparents, where Narayani was married. Vrindavan Das's Gaur Nitai deities are still worshipped at the Mamgachi home. When his father died, he and his mother moved to Srivas's house, where they received Mahaprabhu's special blessings. Vrindavan Das later moved to the village of Denur in the Matreshwar precinct of the Burdwan district. Thus, Denur is considered to be his Shripad. When we are doing parikrama, we go there, that Mamgachi. That place was established by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Vrindavan Das received copious blessings from Nityananda Prabhu, and he is therefore said to have been his initiated disciple. Vrindavan Das is the recipient of Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. He is the original Vyas of Chaitanya's pastimes, Chaitanya Charitamrita. He wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat in 1535 AD. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, praised him and his work in the following words. Vrindavan Das, the son of Narayani, wrote the Chaitanya Mangal. Veda Vyas described Krishna Lila in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and Vrindavan Das is the Vyas of Chaitanya Lila from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Veda Vyas told the story of Krishna's pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam. Vrindavan Das Thakur is Vyasadeva of the pastimes of Chaitanya. His Chaitanya Mangal annihilates all misfortune. From it I learned the wonders of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu and came to know all the subtlest doctrines of devotional service to Krishna. Vrindavan Das Thakur has summarized the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam's teachings in his Chaitanya Mangal. If even an atheist or a Muslim should listen to Chaitanya Mangal, he immediately becomes a great Vaishnava. An ordinary human being could not have composed such a sublime work. Lord Chaitanya himself has spoken through the mouth of Vrindavan Das. I offer millions of obeisances unto the lotus feet of Vrindavan Das Thakur, who has delivered the entire universe through his book. He was born in the womb of Narayani, who ate the remnants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How wonderful is his description of the activities of the Lord. Simply by hearing them, the three worlds have become sanctified. Chaitanya Charitamrita. When Muslim rulers were threatening devotees that they will stop kirtan, no, already they stopped and said, if you will continue this kirtan, then we will punish you more severely. At that time, Srivas Pandit started to worship Nrishingadev in his house. Then Mahaprabhu came there, kicked open the door, and he asked Srivas, whom you are worshipping? I am he. I will destroy the wicked, I will protect the sadhu. You should not have any fear. You bring your whole family, see my divine form, like this. Then at that time also, Mahaprabhu told, I will make everyone chant Harinam. If you don't believe me, see now my power. That time Narayani was 4 years old. So Mahaprabhu called Narayani and he ordered her, you chant Harinam. Then she started chanting Harinam and she got all ecstatical symptoms of prema. And dancing, 4-year-old, she got that prema by the grace of Mahaprabhu. And later on, he also gave her those remnants. So here it is shown, we hear in Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj saying to demon boys, at the age of 5, one should start doing bhajan. Because later on, so many attachments will come. You will not have time to worship and your mind will be pulled in so many directions. So better to start now at the age of 5. So generally in Shastra, it is from 5. Like Dhruva Maharaj was also 5 years old. But because Mahaprabhu is the most munificent form of Godhead, he showed in his pastimes that he can make even 4-year-old do bhajan, can start. That is Narayani. So from her womb, Vrindavan Das Thakur appeared, and here it is said that he summarized the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is very long. So here in Gaulila he gave all teaching through Gaulila, and you will find in the commentary of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur to Chaitanya Bhagavat, he gave all scriptural evidences from different Puranas, from Bhagavatam, from Gita, from Upanishads, from all scriptures to show the support of that Siddhanta which Vrindavan Das Thakur gave. He did not quote many verses, Vrindavan, but he only wrote everything. And Prabhupada showed this. that everything is based on perfect Siddhanta from scripture, because he's the same Veda Vyas. So Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami he said, this is not ordinary book. He is Vyasadeva. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrindavan Das Thakur primarily narrates Mahaprabhu's early life, such as his childhood, his student life, his chastisement of the Kazi, his departure from Navadip, as well as some aspects of his life in Puri. He then became so absorbed in the description of Nityananda Prabhu's Lila that he only gave an abbreviated account of Mahaprabhu's later pastimes. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami then elaborated on these undescribed activities in his Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote, Vrindavan Das is the authorized biographer of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and equal to Srila Vyasadeva. He has described the Lord's pastimes in a very sweet way. He was afraid of excessively enlarging his book and so left some parts of Mahaprabhu's pastimes untold. I shall try as far as possible to fill in these empty spaces. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Also, in Chaitanya Bhagavat we find that Leela of rescuing Jagai Madai very elaborately described, and how Mahaprabhu went to Gaya, so many pastimes there. These two books are complementary, Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Bhagavat is giving details up to Mahaprabhu taking sannyas. Detail, and then something of Mahaprabhu's Lila in Puri, and mostly of Nityananda Prabhu's preaching. But Chaitanya Charitamrita gives very briefly only some description of early pastimes, because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami said you have to read that book to find this Lila, and he mostly started to describe after Mahaprabhu took sannyas and more detail his Lilas in Puri. So these are complementary books. You have to read first Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita. In our mat, it is continuously going on. In the morning after Mangalarati, that Harikatha is continuously Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita going. And in the evening or night time, there is Srimad Bhagavatam going on continuously. Vrindavan Das showed infinite mercy on the fallen souls by warning them. Eto porihare oje papininda kore, tobe lati maron tar shire rupore. If someone still blasphemes the Vaishnavas, even after being told how objectionable it is, I will kick him in the head. Or sometimes he said, after describing so much glories about Nityananda Prabhu, if someone still tries to blaspheme him or has some doubts in Nityananda Prabhu, then I kick him in the head. These same words are repeated several times throughout Chaitanya Bhagavat. Some foolish and arrogant persons misunderstand such statements and criticize Vrindavan Das for having made them. Such criticism leads them to be mired in the bog of Vaishnava Paparat. In this connection, the remarks of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada, the founder of the Sri Chaitanya Mat and all the Gauriya Mats, are well worth studying. I am even ready to kick the heads of those envious and hellish persons who blaspheme Nityananda Prabhu to forever prevent them from repeating their attempts to show disrespect for the Supreme Lord. Not only that, by so doing, I can bring about a clear conception of the truth. and I will be offering them the greatest service. With these words, the Thakur reveals compassion for even the most atheistic blasphemer with the unswerving faith appropriate to a servant of Nityananda Prabhu, the Supreme Guru. By this, he instructs that though such people are the object of indifference due to their foolishness, their ignorance of the truth of Nityananda Prabhu, their insistence on rushing headlong on the path to hell, and their reluctance to act in their own self-interest, nevertheless, he, means Vrindavan Das, and other compassionate Vaishnavas like him, who practice and preach Lord's doctrines, act for their welfare selflessly and causelessly. Vrindavan Das, so even such person, they want to grace them, they want to rescue them. Vrindavan Das Thakur is a servant of Nityananda Prabhu, who is an avatar of Vyas and Acharya of the Vaishnava faith. If even a single fleck of dust should fall from Vrindavan Das's foot onto the head of a sinful blasphemer, then that person will be blessed and all his sinful conditioning will inevitably be eradicated. The compassion of Vishnu and Vaishnavas is beyond the comprehension of those who do not know what is truly in their own self-interest. Anyone who follows in the footsteps of Vrindavan Das Thakur and both practices and preaches pure devotion to Gaur Krishna will always be engaged in an effort to bring about everyone's ultimate well-being. Though he may make a show of wanting to punish the enemies of the Lord, he in fact harbors a compassion toward them that knows no limit. Vrindavan Das Thakur's disappearance day is the Krishna Dashami of Vaishak. There is some dispute about the exact year of his disappearance, which was likely 1511 Shaka or 1589 AD, our counting. So compassionate to prevent them to going in a wrong direction. So he wants to kick them to the head out of compassion, not out of pride. Generally in this world we see someone wants to bring someone into his fold and he gets. But if someone then goes out from that fold, that group, then this person becomes very angry and he wants to punish him. But that is out of unfulfilled desire of his own. Why he's going out of my group? Why he does not appreciate me? So he's disturbed because of this desire. Then he becomes malicious to that person and he wants to punish. Or you will find one lady wants to go away from one man, then that man becomes angry, or vice versa, like this. That is due to unfulfilled selfish desire. They become angry and want to punish. Sometimes means nowadays they're killing also each other because of this. Someone leaves the another, then another will kill him. So here it is not like that. Outwardly it seems like same, but it is not. He is out of compassion. He wants to punish those who are foolish. They are not knowing what is in their real self-interest. So out of compassion, he wants to punish so as to make them understand. Like Narad Goswami, he also became angry on those sons of Kuber, Nala Kuber and Manigriv. In pure devotee, there is no origination of anger due to unfulfilled selfish desire. But that does not mean that they are not angry at all. They can become angry. They are using anger, not being under the control of anger, to help others. So that is different. So he cursed them, angry, but that was for their benefit. They could get darshan of Krishna later like this. So here it is the same. Only those who are surrendered souls, they can recognize what is what. Through their transcendental vision, they can recognize. So today is Srila Vrindavan Thakur's appearance day. I went many times there to his birthplace in Mamgachi, Madan Dvip, during parikrama or alone or with some devotees later on. On the walls you will see verses of Chaitanya Bhagavat written on that mat, and his deity is there of Vrindavan Thakur and Gaur Nityananda deities. So I am remembering that place and bowing down to Srila Vrindavan Thakur. His deity is there, and praying to him to forgive any offenses which I may have committed, knowingly or unknowingly, to his lotus feet, and to bestow his causeless mercy, to give service of his lotus feet and of his object of worship, Gaur Nityananda Prabhu and Radha Krishna. So I want to read some verses from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Just randomly I will open somewhere. শুনো বাপ চোরে যদি সাক্ষাতে না পায়, তবে তার আগোচারে লইতে জুয়াই। মই চুরি করিয়াছন মোরে ক্ষমা দোষ, আর না করিব যদি তা তোর asantosha. Listen, my dear Lord, if a thief cannot get something openly, then he should take it secretly. I have committed the theft. Please forgive me. I will not do it again if it displeases you. I think this was, yes, one day Mahaprabhu was dancing in ecstasy and Advaita Acharya was dancing behind him. Then Advaita saw the Lord lose consciousness. He secretly took dust from the Lord's feet and smeared it on his body. Lord Gauranga knows unlimited pranks. When he continued dancing, he felt no happiness. The Lord said, "Why am I unable to capture the Lord in my heart? Who did I offend so that I am not feeling happy? Or has some thief stolen from me? Is it because of that offense that I am unable to dance? Has anyone taken dust from my feet? Do not worry, tell me the truth." Mahaprabhu knows everything. He's asking. When the devotees heard the words of the Lord, who is present within everyone's heart, they did not say anything but remained silent in fear. If they spoke, they would have to face Advaita, and if they didn't, they would be finished. Understanding this, Advaita replied with folded hands, this: "Listen, my dear Lord, if a thief cannot get something openly, then he should take it secretly. I have committed the theft. Please forgive me. I will not do it again if it displeases you." So Advaita Acharya took dust from Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu played this pastime. I'm not feeling any prema now. Someone stole from me or what? Then Advaita Acharya understood the situation. Then he said, I stole. Because if I cannot get openly, then secretly. Advaita Vakya Mahakruda Vishwambhar. Advaita Mohima Krode Boloye Bistar. Sakala Sangsar Tumi Koriya Sanghar. Tatapi Hochite Nahi Bas Pratikar. Sankharer Abashesh Sobe Achi Ami. Ama Sankharia Tobe Sukhe Thako Tumi. Tapasvi Sanyasi Jogi Gyani Kyatijar. Kaharena Koro Tumi Shulete Sankhar. Kritarta Hoite Je Aise Toma Astane. Tahare Sankhar Koro Dhoriya Charane. Mathura Nibasi Ek Parama Vaishnav. Tomar Dekite Aila Charan Vaibhav. Vishwambar means Mahaprabhu became greatly angry on hearing Advaita's words. In anger, he began to narrate the glories of Advaita. See here Mahaprabhu also very angry. But this is not this ordinary anger. Even after annihilating the entire world, you are not satisfied. Because Advaita Acharya is Shiva. He is annihilating the entire world. Even after annihilating the entire world, you are not satisfied. I alone remain after annihilation. When you annihilate me, then you will be happy. When you kill even the ascetics, sannyasis, yogis, and renowned philosophers, who can remain safe from your trident? If someone comes to achieve your favor, you grab his feet and kill him. A great Vaishnava from Mathura came to see your glorious lotus feet. Here, Prabhupada is explaining in commentary, since Sri Advaita Prabhu is Mahavishnu, he annihilates the universe in his form as Rudra, Shiva. Shri Shri Gaura Sundar said, I am an insignificant person. To annihilate my insignificant strength in devotional service is not going to increase your glories. You are a powerful Vaishnava, so it is most improper for you to snatch away the spiritual advancement of persons who are neophytes in spiritual life like us. When a devotee of Mathura came before you and prayed for devotional service, you forcibly took away his devotion to destroy his advancement in devotional service. On the pretext of offering prayers in this way, Sri Gaura Sundar appropriately revealed the glories of Sri Advaita. The Mathura Nivasi Vaishnava referred to herein was Gaur Sundar himself. Gaura Sundar, who has appeared as a devotee, identified himself as a Vaishnava, and since he was not different from the son of Nanda, he referred to himself as Mathura Nivasi, a resident of Mathura. Mathura Mandal means whole Braja Mandal. One is city Mathura, or another meaning is whole Mathura Mandal, like Braja Mandal. Rupa Goswami wrote Mathura Mahatmya. So here Mahaprabhu said, I am from Mathura, one devotee. I came here to do bhajan. I'm neophyte, and you stole everything from me. See what kind of pastime they're doing. Toma dekhi kota se paibe Vishnu bhakti. Ar o samharile tar chirantan shakti. Loya charana dhuli tare koila khoy. Sankhar korite tumi paramanir doy. Ananta brahmande joto ache bhakti jog. Sakal tomare Krishna dilo upojog. He means this from Mathura, this Vaishnava. He was supposed to achieve devotional service to Vishnu by seeing you, but you even destroyed whatever spiritual strength he had. You destroyed him by taking the dust from his feet. You are a most merciless in the act of destruction. Krishna has rightly endowed you with devotion found in innumerable universes. Tatapi ho tumi churi koro kudro stane, kudro sankharite kripa nahi bas mone, mahadakaite tumi chore mahachor, tumi se korila churi prema sukhomor, ei moto chole kohe susatya bochon, shunya anande bhase bhagavata gon. Yet you steal from an insignificant source. You have no compassion when it comes to destroying an insignificant creature. You are a great bandit and the greatest of all thieves. You have stolen my ecstatic love. After the Lord spoke the truth under some pretense in this way, the devotees floated in ecstasy. Tumi se korila churi ami kina pari, hero deko chorer u pore koron churi, eto boli advaitere a pone dhoria, lotoye charana dhuli hasia hasia. You have stolen, why can't I? Wait and see how I steal from a thief. After saying this, the Lord grabbed Advaita and laughed as he took the dust from his feet. You are a thief, you stole, but now I will steal from a thief. If you can steal, then why I cannot steal? Mahaboli Gaura Singhe Advaitana Pare, Advaita Charana Prabhu Ghase Nijo Shire, Charana Dhoria Bokhe Advaitere Bole, Hero Deko Chor Bandi Lam Nijo Kole, Korite Thakaye Churi Chor Shotobar, Bareke Grihasta So Koroye Udhar. Advaita could not compete with the powerful lion-like Gaur, who wrapped Advaita's feet on his head. Holding Advaita's feet to his chest, the Lord said, "See how I have captured the thief in my embrace." A thief may steal hundreds of times, but a householder retrieves everything in one stroke. Advaita boloye satya ko hila poni, tumi se grihasta ami kichu na jani, pran buddhi mon deho sakala tomar, kera kibe prabhu tumi korile sankhar, horisher data tumi deho tap, tumi shasti korile ra kibe kar bap, naradadi jai prabhu dwaraka nagare, তোমার চারানা ধন প্রাণ দেখিবারে, তুমি তা সাবার লাও চারানেরও ধুলি, সে সব কি করে প্রভু সেই আমি বলি, আপনার সেবা কাপনে যাবে খাও, কি করিব সেবাকে আপনে ভাবি চাও, কি দয়া চারানা ধুলি সেরা হুকো পাচে, কাতিতে তোমার আজ্ঞা কোন জন আছে, তবে যে এ মতো করো নহে ঠাকুর আলী, আমার সংহার হয় তুমি কুতুখালী. Advaita said, whatever you have said is true, but are you a householder? I don't know anything about that. My life, intelligence, mind and body all belong to you. O Lord, if you annihilate me, who can protect me? You are the giver of happiness and you are the giver of distress. If you punish someone, whose father can protect him? O Lord, when personalities like Narad visit Dwaraka to see your lotus feet, which are their life and wealth, and you take the dust from their feet, what can they do? This is my question. When you destroy your own servant, what can he do? Please consider. What to speak of taking dust from your feet? Who can even transgress your order? But when you act in this way, it does not increase your glories. As I get annihilated, you take pleasure. Here, Prabhupada explaining, Advaita said, a thief steals from a house of a householder, but you, Mahaprabhu, you are not a householder. Everything belongs to you. You are the destroyer of everything and you give happiness to everyone. Tomar se dejo tumi rakho basanghar, je tomar icha Prabhu tai tumi kor, Bishwambar bole tumi bhaktir bandari, etek tomar charaner seva kori, tomar charana duli sarvangele pile, bhasaye purusha Krishna prema rasa jole. Advaita Acharya continued, this body belongs to you. You may either protect or destroy it. O Lord, do whatever you wish. We are singing that song. Manasa deho geho jokichu more arpilu tua pade nanda kishore. There it comes also. Maravira kovi joichato hara nito dasa prati tuvayodhikara. You can kill me or you can protect me, whatever your desire. You have all right over me. I am your eternal servant. So Gurudev said this is complete unconditional surrender. Only such person can really be peaceful and happy. One who can do such surrender, he will realize I am eternal servant of Krishna. Vishwambar said, you are the storekeeper of devotional service. That is why I serve your lotus feet. If one smears the dust of your lotus feet over his body, he will float in the mellows of ecstatic love for Krishna. Yesterday we sang Shuddha Bhakata Charanarinu Bhajanayanukul. When you get the dust from the lotus feet of pure devotee on your head and all over the body, then you can get devotion to Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj also said to Hiranyakashipu, there is no other way except blessing of a Vaishnava. Bina tumi dile bhakti keho nahi pai, tomar se ami heno jan sarvathai, tumi ama jatha bech, tumi ama jatha becha tha thai birikai, ei satya kohilam tomar se thai, advaitar prati dekhi kripar boibhav, apurva chintoye mone sokolo Vaishnav. If you do not distribute devotional service, no one can attain it. Know that I belong to you in all respects. Mahaprabhu saying to Advaita, you can sell me wherever you like. I tell you this in truth. On seeing the extraordinary mercy bestowed on Advaita, all the Vaishnavas were astonished. Satya sebileno Prabhu e Mahapurushe, kote moksha tulya nohe e kripar leshe, kadachite prasad shankare se pai, jaha kore advaitere Shri Gaurango Rai. Amar obhagyavanta heno bhakta songe, e bhakter pada dhuli loi sarva ange. So devotees, they were thinking, this great personality has truly served the Lord, means Advaita Acharya. For a fraction of the mercy he received cannot be compared to millions of liberations. Koti moksha, millions of liberations cannot compare with what Advaita Acharya got now, this mercy. Shiva rarely achieves such mercy. as Advaita received from Lord Gauranga. We are also fortunate to have the association of such a devotee. We take the dust from this devotee on our entire body. Heno bhakta advaitere bolite horishe, papi sob dukho pai nijo karma doshe, sekale je hoy lokotha sei satya hoy, namane Vaishnavakya se jai khoi. Hari bol boli ute prabhu vishwam bhar, chaturdike beri sob gai anuchar. When such a devotee as Advaita Prabhu is joyfully glorified, sinful persons become distressed due to their past misdeeds. No sukriti, only karma dosh is there. So they are not happy to see such glorification of a devotee. The topics of that time have been narrated by the Vaishnavas and are all factual. One who doubts their words is ruined. Lord Vishwambar stood up and chanted Hari Bol. His followers sang on all sides. Advaita Charjo Mahanande Bihwal, Mahamato Hoi Nache Pasari Sokol, Torje Gorje Acharjo Darite Dia Hat, Brukuti Korya Nache Shanti Puronat, Jai Krishna Gopal Go Vrindavan Mali, Achar Nishagai Sobe Hoi Kutuholi. Advaita Acharya was overwhelmed with ecstasy. He forgot everything as he danced like an intoxicated person. Advaita Acharya, the Lord of Shantipur, touched his beard and roared loudly as he furrowed his eyebrows and danced. Day and night, they all happily sang. Day and night, Ahar Nisha, they happily all sang Jai Krishna, Gopal, Govinda, Banamali. There is that also from Chaitanya Bhagavat, Mahaprabhu, when he graced those householders in Navadip, he said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhu কহিলাম এই মহামন্ত্র ইহা জাপা গিয়া সবে করিয়া নির্বন্ধ ইহা হইতে সর্বসিদ্ধি হইবে সবার সর্বক্ষণ বলিতে বিধি নাহি আর কি শয়নে কি বোজনে কি শয়নে কিংবা জাগরণে আহার নিশা চিন্তা কৃষ্ণ বলহ বদনে. Mahaprabhu told, what I spoke now is Mahamantra, means greatest mantra. You go and repeat this mantra, fixed number, daily. This is one meaning, nirbandha, fixed number. Another meaning is 64 ounce. And yet another meaning is nirbandha means without stopping. Iha japa giya sobe korya nirbandha. Nirbandha you should do. Iha hoite sarva siddhi hoidesa. By this you will get all perfection. All the time you should repeat this mantra. There are no rules and regulations. When you can repeat, when you cannot, like with Gayatri mantra or other, there is some rules and regulations, and some mantras you can only chant when you come to holy place and only when you take bath and like this. But for Harinam there is no such any rule. So at all time you chant this Mahamantra. When you go to toilet, you should not take Japamala, but you can chant loudly or mentally in toilet also, while bathing. So then Mahaprabhu said, Ki bojone, when you are eating, you can chant. Ki shoyone, when you are lying down or sleeping, or when you are awake. Ahar nisha chinta Krishna. Bolo chobodone. Ahar nisha means day and night, you think of Krishna and you utter his name. Bolo chobodone. Mahaprabhu said. So they were doing. Nityananda Mahaprabhu Parama Bihwal Tathapi Chaitanya Nritya Parama Kushal Savadane Chaturdike Dui Hastatuli Pandi Porite Chaitanya Dhvari Rohe Mahabali Ashesh Abeshenache Shri Gaurango Rai Tahabarni Bar Shoktike Dhore Jihvai. Although Lord Nityananda was greatly overwhelmed, he was expert in dancing with Lord Chaitanya. Whenever Lord Chaitanya was about to fall, the most powerful Nityananda stretched out his arms and carefully caught him. Lord Gauranga danced in unlimited ecstasy. Who has the power to describe that dancing? Saraswati Sohita Pone Balaram Seise Thakur Gai Puri Manaskam Kone Kone Murcha Hoy Kone Mahakampa Kone Trinaloy Kore Kone Mahadamba Kone Has Kone Shwas Kone Babiras Ei Moto Prabhura Besh Parakash. Balaram and Saraswati sing his glories to their full satisfaction. Glories of Gauranga Mahaprabhu or Krishna. Sometimes the Lord lost consciousness, sometimes his body shook, sometimes he took straw between his teeth, and sometimes he became greatly proud. Sometimes he laughed, sometimes he sighed deeply, and sometimes he became morose. In this way, the Lord manifests his ecstatic love. This moroseness is also transcendental moroseness. It has nothing to do with this worldly unhappiness. We read about these ecstatical symptoms there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Explanations were there. Birasan Korya Thakur Kone Boise Maha Ata Kori Maje Maje Hase Bhagya Anurup Kripa Koroye Sobare Dubilo Vaishnav Sob Ananda Sangare Samukhe Dekoye Shukla Ambar Brahmachari Anugroho Kore Tare Gauranga Shri Hari. Sometimes the Lord sat in the Virasana posture, and sometimes he laughed loudly. As he bestowed mercy on everyone according to their good fortune, all the Vaishnavas drowned in an ocean of ecstasy. Seeing Shuklambar Brahmachari standing before him, Lord Shri Gaurahari bestowed his mercy on him. Now the history about Shuklambar Brahmachari will come. Today time is over. Shuklambar Brahmachari is very poor person. He has to beg for his maintenance. But Mahaprabhu told him, today I will come to your house and I will take rice from your house. Because he's a devotee. So this whole story will be there, that Krishna takes remnant, means he takes food only in the sacrifice of Brahma, four-headed Brahma, not just from anyone. And also he was getting rice by begging from here and there. But it was shown that what Mahaprabhu wants, generally those who are smarta Brahmins, they think that is impure rice, collected from here and there. Maybe some Muslim touched or something is there, so they think that is not good to be used, and also only from Brahma Krishna is taking, but here it is shown, it is written that that rice which is gotten by begging is of superior type. Why? Because you get it by the grace of Krishna. If Krishna does not allow, then you don't get. He inspires. But ultimately it was shown by Mahaprabhu that he is not considering this worldly purity, impurity, all these things. If someone is a devotee, real devotee, Shukla Prabhupada is a pure devotee, but fully poor. But Mahaprabhu wanted to take rice from him with great happiness, because devotion is there. Krishna told, I am not hungry for anything. What non-devotees, they may offer anything. I am not hungry for that. But even if my devotee does not offer, I go there and I grab from him, because I am hungry for that Krishna, that prema, their prema. So tomorrow we will hear what Vyasadeva wrote as Bhagavad Gita. I wanted to read little Chaitanya Bhagavat to purify myself, because there it was written, even if Muslim or atheist will hear Chaitanya Bhagavat, he will also become a devotee. So for that reason, I wanted to read something to receive that mercy.